Trey's Trains, Season 1, Episode 3, Dockside Dilemma. The docks on the island of Sodor had a renovation, so it had more sidings, and now all the shops and supermarkets were asking for fish, and at the same time, the woman had caught the fisherman had caught two times more fish than usual, and now the flying kipper every few days a week was now going to nearly every night, and Donald and Douglas had been given the sheds at the docks, and Salty had been built a shed on a siding, and a small shed on the main line had been built too. But it was only for Philip at night time, when there was no trains running through. So in the daytime he couldn't use it. He didn't mind them, for he never usually took a boat. He worked at the dock. He worked at Knapford for about a month or two, but then when Stanley came to the railway, Philip asked if he could have a change of scenery. So Tom Hat agreed, and soon he was working at the docks with Salty. But one night, as Henry arrived to collect the flying kipper, Philip was tired and he was rolling down towards his shed, but he went right through it. Salty, who was in a siding just talking to Henry, saw Philip roll through his shed and down into a siding. He stopped there, and suddenly Salty looked. He could hear something. Rocks crumbling. Then he looked at Philip, and then he looked up. In the darkness, he could just see rocks starting to fall. Salty quickly charged forwards. "No, Philip, get out of there!" But Philip was asleep. Salty raced down, buffered up to him. He pulled him out of the way just in time, for the rocks crumbled and the track broke. "Oh, thank you, Salty," he said. "It's fine. But we won't be able to have that track fixed until morning." Henry said, "I'll tell Sir Tom Hat when I get back to the big station." "Thank you, Henry. No problem." And Henry pulled his heavy train away. Eventually Henry's train was out of sight. But Henry had trouble on the hill, and the train nearly came right back into the dock. Oh dear. I hope that something tells me getting rid of that siding is going to cause a lot of confusion and delay. Indeed, Salty. Now let's get some sleep. Indeed. And Salty and Philip went back around to their sheds. And they had a chat for about 10 minutes. Then they decided it was best to go to sleep. So they did. When they woke up, Sir Tom Hat was inspecting the mess. "Oh dear. We'll get the siding rebuilt for if someday we do choose to rebuild it. But it seems the rocks are just too unstable, and for now we won't be using it." "Okay then. But I've spoken with some shop managers, and they said that work is starting to go down again, so you'll be getting a rest, and the flying kipper will be going back to only a couple times a week. And also, Donald and Douglas, I've decided, instead of Arthur and Stepney running the line on Duck's One Sign, you are starting and you are going to help on their line next week. Oh, thank you, sir. He said, no problem. And so Tom was right. Henry's train was much smaller. After most of all the sidings were hardly packed now, but it was still quite hard for the siding, for they were two sidings short. But this didn't that didn't stop them from giving it all they had. And Cranky, who had been just watching everything that had been going on, he just says, why do all the steamies get everything they want and I don't even get a new coat of paint? He said. He turned around to unload some more cargo, and the other engines just laughed. Donald and Douglas whispered to each other, I can't wait until we start on the branch line. Can you? And that night, while they were asleep, a diesel rolled through the yard and came into the siding. This siding isn't gonna be used, eh? Well, I'm sure this is gonna be a good hiding spot. Ha ha ha, said the diesel, and he went to sleep.